We'll be beginning with exercise 2.2, question number 2. So I gave a few questions yesterday in homework. If you're having a doubt in any of the questions, please let me know. So we'll start with question number 2. In this particular question, we'll be having two things. We'll be given with two numbers, where the first number will be representing the sum of the roots. So they will not be giving us the roots, but the sum of the roots and product of the roots will be given. Out of that information, we need to form the complete quadratic equation. From sum of the roots and product of the roots, you have to complete your quadratic equation. Yes, Vanch. Vanch, if you are having a doubt, no doubts. Okay. Let's say, starting with first question, so they were provided 1 by 4 and minus 1. 1 by 4 and minus 1. It's very important to read the heading first. The heading says the first term is representing the sum of your quadratic equation, sum of the roots of quadratic equation, and the second term represents the product. Out of this information, you have to form a final quadratic equation out of these two information. So we'll just name this 1 by 4 as alpha plus beta. We'll first let the roots be alpha and beta. So alpha plus beta is 1 by 4. And we also learned about the relationship between the coefficients and the roots. And according to that, sum of roots is equals to minus b by a. Sum of roots of a quadratic equation is always equals to minus b by a, where b is nothing but coefficient of x and a is coefficient of x squared. We have already solved a lot of questions in this regard. And product of roots is minus 1. We also know that as per the relationship with coefficient, product of roots is nothing but c by a. We have these two informations. Our final goal is to form a quadratic equation. Now the general or standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. This is general way or standard form of writing a quadratic equation. We have to find out values for a, b and c. Here we are not having the exact values of a, b and c, but we have ratio. We have ratio of b and a and c upon a. We have two ratios. The first thing which you have to pay attention is, if you compare numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator, if you do that, you have to just check in both the situations or in both the relationships what is common. A is common. Then if while comparing, if a is getting the same value, then you can consider those values. Here we have 4 for a, and here there is no denominator. That means the denominator is 1. So if we just directly compare, value of a would be 4 and here value of a would be 1. Now that would be a confusion. Which value should you go with? Okay. So here you need to take LCM of these two numbers. You need to find LCM of these two numbers, because as it's a ratio, you can multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number. That would be allowed. So LCM of the denominators 4 and 1 would be 4. LCM of 4 and 1 will be 4. So here we already have denominator as 4. So we need to modify this equation. We need to convert this denominator into 4. Yes, your answers are correct. Good. So we have to convert this 1 into 4. And it's very simple. Just multiply by 4 upon 4. So what you will be having? Minus 4 by 4. We'll be getting minus 4 by 4. Now if you compare, I hope you're understanding the objective. Why have we multiplied that? Understand the reason. That is more important. So the reason is, here value for a on direct comparison was 4 and here we were having 1. So if the value was not same, we cannot proceed further. So we take LCM of these two numbers and then try to convert this denominator into this number. Here we already have a 4, no need of conversion, but here the denominator is 1, so we'll be multiplying by 4 in the numerator and denominator. Okay, so now you are having this equation. Please unmute, please mute yourself if you are not having any doubts. Minus 4 by 4. And here we have 1 by 4. Now you can directly compare. On comparison, we can say value of A would be 4. Value of B, now here students make a mistake. Please understand, they have provided minus B as 1. Minus B is 1. That means what B will be minus 1.
सिर्फ रिमोट से बंद कर दिया तो दोनों स्विच चालू पड़े थे.
Ishan, are you asking question? Value of A is 4, value of B is minus 1. And what would be value of C? Minus 4. On comparison, we get the values of coefficient A as 4, B as minus 1, and C as minus 4. Now substitute these values here to get the final answer. So final quadratic equation will be 4x squared minus 1. So minus x plus C, and C is minus 4. So this is your required equation. This equation is satisfying these two conditions. You can recheck. This condition would satisfy this particular condition. The sum of the roots is 1 by 4. Sum of the root is nothing but minus B by A. So minus of minus 1 by A, you will get 1 by 4. And product of roots is C by A. So minus 4 upon 4 is minus 1, and this is minus 1. Okay. So there's few shortcuts also. I think few students are, okay, Tisha, I think you have mentioned a shortcut. Yeah, it is there. But today I'm explaining you the concept, right? So I need to explain you how everything is working. Once you're thorough with this, it won't take so much time. Any doubts? Please respond. We'll be solving more questions of this particular type. So, okay, if you are having a network issue, don't worry. We'll again cover a few questions of the same type. What actually we are doing is, in this particular question, they have provided us with the sum of roots and product of roots. So they have given us sum of roots and product of roots. And out of this particular information, you are forming the quadratic equation. So we are getting the quadratic equation. Let's solve one more question to give you a better understanding. Let's solve one more question. Yes.
सर हमको सिर्फ A, B और C की वैल्यू फाइंड करनी है ना?
Yes. Now the next question is sum of roots is root 2 and product of roots is 1 by 3. Sum of roots is root 2 and product of roots is 1 by 3, and now we have to form the quadratic equation. To form a particular quadratic equation, you need values of A, B and C. Because quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. This is your general form of your quadratic expression, or if you write equals to 0 to equation. Again, when you say equation, it's always better to write in this form. Only then you can call it equation. Because without sign of equal to, it won't be equation. It will be just a expression. And if they are writing find the quadratic polynomial as per in this question, then no need to write this. There's a slight difference. When we use term equation, you need to use the equal to sign, and if you use just word expression or polynomial, then you can leave it as it is. Yes. So sum of roots is minus b by a. Now you have to remember this. If you forget this concept, this formula, you won't be able to solve, because this is a fact, right? You are not deriving it in every question. This is what you have to remember. Okay, in a quadratic equation, sum of the roots will be minus b by a, and product of the roots would be c by a. Product of roots is c by a, and sum of roots is minus b by a. Now, those who have not understood, please pay attention. What you have to do is compare value of a in both given equations. In दोनों में compare the value of a because only a is common. Here, if denominator is missing, that means you have 1. So value of a is 1 and value of a is 3. A is 1 and a is 3. We cannot have two different values of a. So we take LCM of these two numbers. So LCM of 1 and 3 would be 3. No need to change here. You have to change this particular equation. You have to multiply this by 3 and 3. So we'll be getting root 2 into 3 upon 1 into 3. 3 root 2 upon 3. 3 root 2 upon 3. Now, here also we have value of a is 3 and here also value of a is 3. So when you have same value of a in both the given equations, then you can proceed further. Now you can write on comparison. You can write value of a is 3, value of b. Now the major mistake that students will be making here is this is minus b equals to 3 root 2. Minus b is 3 root 2, so b will be minus 3 root 2. I'm again warning you, this is where यहाँ पे बहुत mistakes होती है students की, please pay attention. Okay, value of a is 3, value of b is minus 3 by root 2 and value of c will be 1. Value of c is 1. Now out of these three values you can form your quadratic equation. So your quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c. So quadratic equation, quadratic polynomial. I should use right word. Even you should use that quadratic polynomial. When I don't write equal to 0, it is not an equation. Ax square, so it will be 3x square plus bx minus 3 root 2x plus c plus 1. This is the required quadratic polynomial which is satisfying these two conditions. Yes, you can use the formula x square. That formula can be used, and we will be also trying that formula. Don't worry. But here first, yes, you can. Don't worry. Is it clear to everyone? Is board visible clearly? Okay. So now we'll use a shortcut formula. I hope everyone is writing this down, or else if you're not writing down right now, solve it later. Because I will be requiring, when I check your notebooks, I will be requiring all the sums we are solving here. Yes, Devsmita Das, if you are having any doubts, please let me know, or you can mute yourself. Suppose we have this question. Value of sum is 4 and product of roots is 1. Or let's take a difficult question. This would be very, very easy. Achha, before I start with the question, so our general equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. If I write in equation form, this is our standard equation for quadratic polynomial. The equation would be ax square plus bx plus c. Now, what if I divide each term by a? Divide each term by a. So you will be having ax square upon a, bx upon a, and c upon a. And here 0 upon a would be 0 itself. So no need to write. Ax square upon a plus bx upon a plus c upon a. I have divided each term by a. Now if you look carefully, this a would cancel out. And here we have b by a, and here we have c by a. Now these two formulas, c by a is directly product of the roots, but b by a, so minus ki zarurat hai. We need a minus because sum of roots is minus b by a. Sum of roots is minus b by a, and we have positive b by a. So we can write this as minus of minus b by a. It's one and the same thing. minus minus will be plus again whenever required. So I'm writing this plus as minus into minus. Why? Because I need a minus. I want to convert this into our formula. This is now sum of roots. This particular term you can say x square minus sum of roots. Plus
product of roots.
Yes, product of roots. So we can directly now use this formula also. This is another way. Okay, this is just another way. If your concept is clear, whatever method you use, it won't be mattering. आप कोई भी method use करो, answer right आ जाएगा.
Sir, please give one example of this also.
Yes. So so this is your derivation for the formula. For this formula, this was the derivation. Now no need of derivation. You have to remember this formula. X square minus sum of roots into x plus product of roots. Suppose in question they have given you, let's say question 2, the last part of the question 2, sum is 4, sum of roots is 4, and product of roots is 1. And you have to form the quadratic equation. So now it's very easy. You can directly use this x square minus sum of the roots 4 x plus product of the roots 1. This is your quadratic equation. If you say equation, the equation x square minus 4x plus 1. Okay. And let's say we have one more question. Sum is, let's say 3 by 2, and product is, let's say 1 by, or let's say 2. Product is 2 and sum is 3 by 2. I'm just taking an example. If we use this formula to form the quadratic equation, the formula is very simple. X square minus sum of roots, which is 3 by 2, x plus product of roots 2. Now here, it would be better if you take LCM. It would be better to take LCM. It's not compulsory, but it's better. यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 1. So 1, 2, 1. What you can do is multiply each term with 2. Multiply each term by 2. Why? Because LCM would be 2. No other reason. 1, 2 and 1. So LCM would be 2. So just multiply every term. This would be 2x square. This would be minus 3x now. Because the denominator there was 2. Now we are multiplying by 2. So it would cancel out. Plus 4 equals to 0. So even this method is fine, and the method which we were using previously, writing this as minus b by a, product as c by a, then comparing and getting the values of a, b and c and writing the answer, even that method is good. Even this method. But the main goal should be understanding the reason. Okay, this formula is fine. It's okay if you remember the formula, you will be able to solve an exam. But why this formula is right, why that particular formula was right, you need to understand. It is nothing but same. It's the same thing. Just it looks different, but mathematically, logically, you are doing the same thing. So concept must be clear. Only then it will be helpful in long run. Or else, if you just learn the formula, you can score well in exam, but it will not. It won't be helpful in real life. आप use ही नहीं कर पाओगे. Yes, Harsh. What's your doubt?
सर वहाँ 6x नहीं आएगा b की वैल्यू में.
यहाँ पे क्या है, डिनोमिनेटर में 2. तो जब आप
2 सर
तो 3 2s are 6, लेकिन 6 divided by 2. Okay. Anyone else having any doubt? You can write alpha plus beta. That would be fine, no problem. You can write alpha plus beta, alpha into beta. Everything is same. It's just a different way of writing. I'll just check your doubts. No, we should not shift minus b by a. I got your point. So you are asking if we can shift this minus b by a on the right side. See, we want to write this equation in standard form. And in standard form, all the terms are on single zero. So if I just shift it, it will not be in the standard form. Then again, you have to bring it back towards the left side. So that's why we are following this particular method. No doubt, great. So now we'll try to understand division algorithm. So we have completed exercise 2.2, and your homework would be completing this entire exercise, solving all the questions, all examples before 2.2, and letting me know if you have any doubt. Because I have covered all the questions, all the type of questions. Okay, there's example 5. Example 5 is not from your examination point of view, but if you want, we can discuss it. We'll just discuss it. Okay. Example 5 is clearly mentioned at the end of the page that this particular concept is not part of your board exam for 10th standard, but you can use this in some competitive exams. Okay. Example 4 is similar. Example 3 again same. Example 2 is also same. Yeah. So we need to understand example 5. Now example 5, someone is why you did not write 2 in denominator. Why we have not written 2 in denominator? Because overall 2 will be, see, the equation was x square minus 3x by 2 plus 2 equals to 0. Okay. Now I am multiplying each term by 2. I am multiplying the entire equation with 2. I am multiplying the entire equation with 2. So this was 2 into x square, 3x, because 2 will cancel out, and 2 2s are 4, and 0 into 2 is again 0. Okay, so I am just multiplying by 2, therefore no need to write 2 in denominator. I am just multiplying every term. I cannot multiply a polynomial directly or an expression directly. You cannot multiply an expression just with the 2. But this is the equation. In equation, whatever I am doing, I am also doing on the left side as well as right side. It is allowed. I can multiply with any number on right side and left side. And still the equation will be equal. So therefore, in equation, you have a lot of modifications which can be done. You can multiply with the same number, you can divide with the same number, you can add same number. But in an expression, this was an expression, then it will not be correct. See, just understand, if I have 1 kg of potato and 1 kg of potato, if I take 2 kg of potatoes, obviously it is different. Instead of 1 kg, now we are having 2 kg. But suppose if I am having a balance, where I want to, with the vegetable vendor, he's having that machine for measuring. On one side, if I keep some extra potatoes, automatically balance will go away. So I have to keep some weight on the other side. Now again, it will balance. So they are equal. In equation, whatever change you are making, if you are making on the both sides, it will be equal. Whatever change you are making, if you make it on both the sides, it will be equal. But in an expression, this is not equal to something. On changing this, obviously the value would change. But in an equation, whatever changes you are making on both the sides, things again become equal. What's your doubt? Question 1 may, if it is okay. So you are having one doubt. Let's try to solve it. Suppose in this first question of exercise, the question would be x square plus 2 root 2x minus 6. Okay, this is a nice question. Here you have to find here you are having a particular, don't worry Rosh, I am recording the lectures. Yes, you have to solve all the examples, obviously. I need every question from textbook. Every question from textbook should be solved in your notebook at least once. X square plus 2 root 2x minus 6. We have to find its roots and verify the relationship. Find roots and verify relation. How will we do this? So here middle term splitting looks difficult. Middle term splitting might look difficult. So let me explain you how to do this particular situation. Again, here value of A would be 1, B is 2 root 2, and C is minus 6. This is 1 and this is minus 6. Product of A and C. Whenever we do middle term splitting, this is the standard procedure. Just remember the steps. The first step was to write down values of A, B and C by comparing with standard equation. Ax square, so your value of A is 1. Bx, so B is 2 root 2. And value of C is minus 6. Don't consider only 6. You won't be getting, then it will be wrong. So A, B and C will get. Now A into C. Sum of A, product of A and C. It would be 1 into minus 6. So it's minus 6. Now, this is not a normal question where you can just write the factors of 6 and you'll get the answer. Please understand the b is in irrational form. Your b is in root. b is in root. So you need to think in a different manner. आपको यहाँ थोड़ा सा अलग सोचना पड़ेगा. Okay? As b is in root 2, so you have to make two parts. Also, there's one more method to this. When it is 2 root 2, here you are having 2 root 2. Just think in a way where you can divide this 2 root 2 into two parts, and the product is minus 6. Okay, and both the terms will have root 2. So we can think of 3 root 2 and root 2. Just think in a very particular manner. See, there's another method which I'll be teaching in third chapter. Then you won't be requiring this here. यहाँ पे आपको logic apply करना है. But there is a standard formula also where you may not use logic. There's a particular formula which you can use. But right now, this 2 root 2, just think you have to mentally do the calculations where you have to break this term into 2 such that both the terms should have root 2. First thing should be clear. 2 root 2 को दो parts करने हैं, both the terms should have root 2. Root 2 should be present in both. And as I know I want 6, just think, understand it. You need to understand it slowly. You need 6 as a product, and where you will be breaking the two terms, both should have root 2. So root 2 into root 2 is 2. You need 6. You are not aware about 3. Right now you are not aware about 3. You are aware that root 2 में अगर आपकी b की वैल्यू है तो दोनों पार्ट्स में भी root 2 होगा. Okay. You need product to be minus 6, and अभी क्या आ रहा है? 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. But आपको 6 लाना है. So 3 is remaining. So here what you can do is 3 and 1. You can take two terms, 3 root 2 and root 2. 3 root 2 and root 2. Now just verify. If you multiply these two terms, 3 root 2 and root 2, the final answer, your product would be 6. But again, you need minus 6. 3 root 2 into root 2. See, root 2 is 2 and 2 into 3 is 6. But you
minus
need
3 root 2.
Correct. So we have only 2 root 2s. As we have only 2 root 2s, I can take positive 3 root 2 and negative 3 root 2. Positive 3 root 2 and negative root 2. So on multiplication, I'll be getting minus 6, and on their difference, I'll be getting 2 root 2. Okay. So minus 6 and 2 root 2. We'll be solving more such questions. So those who are solving this type of question for the first time, don't worry, we'll be having a lot of questions. So here, the middle term splitting would be x square plus 3 root 2x minus 1 time root 2x minus 6. So the splitting is x square, this 2 root 2 I am breaking into two parts, 3 root 2 and minus 1. If you subtract, it will be 2 root 2, and if you multiply, it will be minus 6. So when I record, only my screen will be recorded. This is the extra sum. This is not from your book. Not from your book. This is an extra question. Okay. So if we take, there's nothing, only x can be taken out. So it will be x plus 3 root 2. And here, now this is interesting. You need to take, first of all, minus is common. Then root 2 and 6, you can take root 2 common. You have to take root 2 common, because here you need x plus 3 root 2. X plus 3 root 2. And here, it will be x only if you take root 2.
X plus 3 root 2.
Yes, it will be plus 3 root 2. You can check root 2 into 3 root, minus root 2 into 3 root 2. It will be minus 6. You can check that. So now the brackets are x minus root 2, x plus 3 root 2 equals to 0. I think this sum, we need to solve more such questions. Don't worry, I'll solve more such questions. I think a lot of students might have not understood because suddenly we have solved this question. So don't worry, बहुत सारे ऐसे questions करने हैं अभी हमें. Now please don't switch on your mic. I'm taking your attendance. We don't have a lot of time. So today is 18th. Okay.